out. We've got camper, truck, and a beautiful lake. We are here in the Lander area, and last night was a bit of a mess. We had a couple campgrounds that we had scouted out through the internet that were theoretically perfect, and we got there and the roads weren't maintained well, and then the campgrounds that you had to pay for that we did not want to stay in but we're going to use as a last resort were filled. So it took us a while, but we found a spot and we are here now. So this gorgeous lake behind me supposedly holds some fish. So I'm gonna whip out the 8-weight and I'm gonna see if I can chuck a streamer in there and find something good. How cool are those trout? That was amazing. So people feed those trout, which is why they're so big. Obviously you saw them feeding on the bread. We just went into town and got a bunch of work done. I'm sorry, but we have to work. It's not all play. That's all. So much has happened over the past couple days, so I just need to recap you on what's been going on, and I have some fun little edits and footage that will come in over this short recap before I head out for some fishing. So the Artemis event went so good! Woohoo! Today is the day, the Artemis Conservation Trivia Night here in Lander, Wyoming.
A fun night for Artemis and Wyoming Wildlife Federation. Please get your beers, enjoy, get a little bit of food, and we'll get started here in about 10 minutes.
They had many good best worst answers. Starting with the very first question, which was about how many acres of public land there are in the United States, and their answer was a shitload. So thank you to everyone who came, and for those of you who could not come because you're in a different state or you couldn't make it, I will put Artemis's website down below so you can check out some of the other events that we have going on. I want to put more events on like that. So if you want an Artemis event in your state, comment down below and I'll try to make it happen because it was so great. I love it. It's for guys, gals, old, young, and everything in between. So it's a lot of fun. So after the event, we got to talking to one of the Wyoming game and fish guys, and he happens to be one of Wyoming's fish biologists. He is the biologist here in the Lander region, and he was headed out today for a electrofishing capture or count. We weren't capturing the fish to clip fins or anything. We were capturing fish to count them to get a population estimate within this river. So we went there and unfortunately we couldn't film it, but we did take some photos. We had these little electric probes that you put in the water, sent out a little electric shock, and the fish were temporarily stunned. And once the fish were stunned, you could net them, put them in the holding tank, and then we were able to measure them, weigh them, count how many we had, and then release them all back. And it was a great success. They didn't catch quite as many fish as they had thought or hoped. which is a sign that the fish populations are not doing as well in that area for a number of different reasons. But it was an awesome experience. Thank you, Wyoming Fish and Game, for letting us tag along. We were just volunteering, helping out. That's another thing that I want to keep doing this summer as we travel through all these wonderful states. I want to link up with the Fish and Game department in each state and do some volunteer work, get some good boots on the ground, get your hands dirty kind of projects. So it was a lot of fun. And while we were at this electrofishing survey this morning, we asked the biologist what fish are in this lake that we've been staying at, that I tried to fish the other night and couldn't get anything to bite what I was throwing. There was a fish that I saw that had a large dorsal fin, and I thought it was a grayling. Nick didn't believe me, but the biologist confirmed there are grayling in this lake, and lots of rainbows and brook trout as well. So the fish are here. Tonight I'm going to get aggressive with it. I'm throwing on my waders and I'm going to catch a fish tonight on this lake. So enough chatting and let's get to enjoy this beautiful piece of public land. All right, waders are on. Nick and I are trying to figure out what fly to tie on. First weapon of choice, woolly bugger. Oh yeah, they're still rising. Flashback to the Allegheny National Forest fishing video. The saddest Sally stimulator you've ever seen. I tied this thing. This was my very first one that I've ever tied, and I didn't have the right stuff, so saddest Sally. This brook trout just ate the saddest Sally stimulator you've ever seen, tied by yours truly. Right there. Oh, how cool! First grayling! Ate the saddest Sally ever! Oh, so cool. Alright, come here, little man. That was my first grayling ever. And I'm pretty proud of that because I fished the other day, didn't catch anything. I've been fishing for probably an hour and haven't really caught much until that brookie, and now a grayling. So I'm super pumped. That Sally stimulator's dead, so I'm gonna throw on another one and keep casting a little bit. Success! Well, that is it. I'm calling it. It's so interesting. This Sally is very dark on the bottom, has a little light on the top, but from the bottom it's dark. And granted, it's a little bit later, they're not feeding as much as they were earlier, but they didn't hit this one. And the saddest Sally that I had was super light on the bottom, as was the fly before that parachute that they hit. So I think it's interesting. These fish are definitely sensitive to color. So had this been super light, I think they would have hit it, but I'm freezing anyway and the sun's going down. So we're gonna call it. That was so cool. Feels really good to have figured it out, you know? starting with streamers, using an 8-weight rod, thinking that I needed to get it far out, to ending with my 5-weight and a dry fly that I tied. So cool. Also, there is a family reunion going on. That's what the music that you hear and the dancing that I'm doing. It's all because there's a family reunion going on over there, and you know, this campground has been so peaceful and quiet all of the other nights except for tonight, but they seem like good people and they have good taste in music, so we're going with it. Who knows, maybe we'll go over there and hang out with them for a little bit. It smells like they have good food, and I love food. That's it. Success in Lander, Wyoming.